back. Last we left off, there was chaos. The Three Stags Inn, an outskirt, as the party confronted Leanara / Annabella, and basically found out that Leanara was working a bit with Quasimond here. And Connery heard everything that he needed to hear because Geyer was disguised as Quasimond, and they had a conversation. Connery heard most of what he needed to hear, and then he went into a rage, and the battle took place. And the bar has been very badly damaged, but also
redecorated.
Yes. There's like a giant moose head laying on the floor. There's broken tables. Belthus is over the bar, behind the bar, slammed into a bunch of broken shelves with just glass all over him. The barkeep has this gaping wound because Leanara pulled Vagenhild in front of an attack that Belthus was going to unleash. So it's been chaotic. I will say, though, that it seems as if Vagenhild has lowered her weapons after Tenumeral had shouted towards her that Leonard was part of this terrible cult and has held up her forearm to unveil this strange tattoo, as you guys all come to know has been the mark of Sathmog. So what I will do is we are technically out of initiative order, and Vagenhild is in the bar. Now, Connery is still kind of furled and really raging, but Connery, your specifics are like, it would have been somebody who's an enemy or somebody who's hostile towards you. So right now, Vagenhild doesn't really, to you, pose any, like, she's not giving you any hostile vibes, as Tenumeral was able to convince her. Her persuasion check was successful, so you can see, like, she's lowered her weapon, and she is not a threat.
So not to keep you on your toes, but having used hunting instincts, do I get the idea after hearing Geyer's falsified claims of being cut by Quasimodo? Do I get the feeling that he's close enough to hunt down?
I will say you probably didn't hear Geyer say that because Geyer was still outside, but you don't get the sense that Quasimond is close by with your hunting instincts.
Okay.
But the people, the guards that are coming running, weapons unsheathed, towards Geyer out front, see Geyer bleeding, and one of them kind of walks up to you. Oh my goodness, are you okay?
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge, but cut's not too bad. He got me on his way out. There was a fight at the inn. Did you see where he ran off to?
No, we haven't. He kind of like looks over at some of his companions who are kind of like running around. It's only like 3 other guys, and they look like just like militia members, members of the town that just are working as guards at this time. It's still early morning, so I mean, you guys were meeting for breakfast, and then WWE happened in the bar, so chairs started getting flung around, and glasses and ales dumped on people's heads, and it's how you spend your morning, right? And he starts like kind of like calling over to another one. It says Quasimond did this. Look. And he kind of like looks. Oh, it looks like you just got grazed. That's a good thing.
He came out of the window. I was sitting in my wagon, and he just.
You didn't see the direction he went?
He came through the window and then took off running. I ran. When he ran by and got me, I immediately came screaming for all of you.
Okay. One guy way in the back said, "Which way did he go?"
Geyer's gonna think for a minute. And where did What did Leanara say they were heading to? The village was.
I don't think we got information on the village roll.
The only person
I
that
thought she said
person that would know this, and I don't know if she told it to you, but to Numeral would know. Because she saw it in her mind whenever she was using one of her spells.
Okay.
Wait, what
I
did
couldn't remember.
No.
Lenora said something like, "Oh, I thought you were leading them north."
Yeah, Leonora told Geyer as Quasimond that you're supposed to take them to the village, but we didn't get a name of said village. But Tinny,
She used
Geyer
the
Geyer
spell.
told Tinny
Mhm.
to read Leonora's mind about the village, but then we ended up just knocking Leonora out.
Yeah.
So
So
there's-
Guy's just gonna.
I
Wait,
did.
is Leonora
I did.
unconscious or dead?
I did get the village name when I was scrying from overhearing the conversation.
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
didn't. Yeah, you didn't give us.
I
that.
think I didn't. But no, I think when we got back to camp, I said I shared everything.
You did share
from
everything?
that.
Okay. So
Oh,
I
I
will.
thought you were
Blackridge.
mad at us and weren't talking to us.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
Was it
that's what I
Blackridge?
got.
Was that it?
I will. You guys
I
on the
think I
map?
did. I don't know. I'm trying to remember actually. No.
I'll put it on.
I think you were mad because Geyer tried to sell.
Yeah,
um,
it kind of went sideways with
Ophelia's
the selling
armor.
of
Oh yeah.
the armor and everything. So we
Yeah.
didn't have a full
I will
disclosure.
add something to the main map. If you guys, I'm going to shift ping up to this area. And that is the location in the village that they were talking about when you use your scrying spell.
Oh, Geyer doesn't know. So he's gonna say, "But he went out the north gate. I think he said he was heading northwest."
You see them all kind of like look at one another, and the guy that first approached you is kind of like, do you need help? Do you want one of us to stay with you, or do you?
No, I'm going back to the inn. My friends were in there.
Oh, let's go make sure they're okay.
Yeah, and hopefully if Connery's in there, he'll be able to help with this.
And he looks at the other two. Northwest, check outside the gate and see if anything suspicious is going on. And those two just start taking off, and you see them kind of stop a couple other people who might be kind of off militia. People who were on the militia, and they're just everybody kind of, any able-bodied individual in this town is kind of like a militia person.
Right.
At times. So they're just kind of any random townsfolk that's out, they're kind of walking up or running up to them and kind of giving them the information and just heading off in that direction.
So again, dead or unconscious?
You guys don't know yet. As we go back to the scene in the bar, you guys see Vagenhild kind of step back. She's like, so what's that thing on her wrist mean then? What is it all about?
She follows Sathmog.
Sathmog.
It's a demon worshipping cult seeking to bring back what's the guy in the lake's name again? Azrael Koth.
You guys will come up.
There we go. And
Hearing
Sathmog.
hearing all this and hearing these names, it sounds like she does recognize the names a little bit. She might not be completely educated in the whole history of this, but she knows a little bit about it. And it looks as if Connery's walking up to her and calming himself down and casting a spell.
Oh no, not calming. Put a palm, one paw, up against her chest and push her back up against the rafter and heal her.
Okay.
Other hand reaching down and grabbing the unconscious Annabelle
Okay.
and healing Vagabond. What was it? Vagabond?
Vagenhild.
Vagenhild.
Okay, didn't want to
I
say
like Vagabond though too.
healing Vagenhild and saying just stay out of my way, and then going out the window that Geyer broke out while dragging Annabelle's corpse or body along.
Okay. So you're pulling Annabelle out of the window?
Yep.
Okay.
With the broken glass on the windows.
Yeah.
Hopefully just enough to push her from unconscious to dead.
And actually, almost at the same time, Captain Hardy comes busting through the door, and he looks over and he's like, Vagenhild is a little better. Treat wound for 4. It doesn't heal her completely, but she definitely looks like some of her, You know,
Oh,
she's
no,
not
that was to cast the spell. Before was
a cast spell. Oh, okay. What's you also
healer
didn't
is
roll.
10.
Oh, it was 10. Oh, so that would have done it then. So Connery kind of comes up and kind of puts his hand on her very quickly, and with that kind of green magical glow, you can see that massive wound that Belthus had given her seals up and closes, and she is standing more upright now. And as you're kind of like walking out, she kind of just nods towards you. She doesn't really like thank you or anything because she's looking at the disaster of her bar right now, and is trying to put everything together on what exactly happened in the last 20 seconds, because it happened fast.
Kalska just picks up like one stool and sets it upright and like brushes the dirt off of it.
there's like it's like a scene of just silence as they're all like looking at you do this, and it's one of those moments where you set up the stool, you put your hands down, you look at the stool for a second, and you put your hand up and go and put your hand down. Everybody's just watching silently as this happens. Vagenhild actually jumps over the bar and holds her hand down towards Belthus.
Thank
And
you.
then-
Sorry about that. My sincerest apologies.
You know, I'm sorry too. She pulled me in front. It wasn't your fault.
You
And
took
she-
the hit like a champ. I've never seen someone not even bat an eye at a blow from my blade.
You're lucky I wasn't in my armor. Would have fought blow
Kalska
for
starts
blow.
trying to. Kalska just looks at it and starts doing this on her fingers. She's trying to remember how much gold and stuff she gave Geyer because she wants to hire Vagenhild to be her bodyguard. She's like,
She looks back at all of the broken glasses on the floor, Belthus. You do realize I'm going to have you pay for that, right?
Yeah.
So, and she looks at like the whole group now. She's like, so let's start at square one. Okay? So, you said some other name. I thought this was Annabella.
her other. She told us that she has two names, Annabella and Leanara. And we didn't blow her cover because we thought she was on our side, but it turns out she was not.
So she's been working for a cult all this time.
Apparently.
So it seems.
I thought I knew her.
I think we all did for a minute there, but...
She also was sending vampire bat messages.
Apparently she was keeping bats upstairs. I don't know what the pet policy in this hotel is, but...
Well, it surely does. We surely don't encourage bats as pets here at the Three Stags Inn.
Vagenhild, I have
the
a
vampire variety. We do not allow that.
It's on the rolls.
Yes.
Vagenhild, I have a question for you, and I don't want to be rude. This is your place of business. Can we see her forearms? Or is does she have long sleeves?
Oh yeah, well she has her sleeves pulled up because she's doing like preparing food and drinks most of the time. So yes, you don't see any
Never
sign
seen
of anything on a forearm of her. So
then I'll just say, have you seen anyone else that had even just a tattoo on their forearm that we might need to be worried about that's been a jerk? Because if they're a jerk and they have a tattoo, what chances are maybe they work for Sathmog. So I don't want to dig for information when you're trying to recalculate how to fix your place of business, but this is also a little urgent.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't seen this mark that you have showed me from, and she points out the window to where Annabelle now is, but this mark that she showed me I've never seen on anyone before. But then again, I haven't been asking people to roll up their sleeves every time they come in. This is the first I'm aware of the cult's activity here within Outskirt. Now, I knew there were things going on around here in the Misty Vale, but this hits so close to home. I wasn't I wasn't prepared for this.
As he sips on a Malibu Sunset.
Delicious.
Keep an eye out if you see any such tattoos.
Does
And if you do, just knock him out and tie him up.
Oh, no problem. I got that handled. She like
I
pats the
figured.
warhammer that she has.
I figured.
So having left the building through that window that Geyer so opportunely opened, do I see Geyer and his bleeding injury?
Yeah, Geyer's walking up to you, and he's got a couple, looks like human male, like, militia just kind of coming in.
I'm gonna push it.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Success. I'm gonna go with exhausted because of all that fighting in the bar.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna patch up Geyer's.
Oh, also, Connor, double check, dude. Isn't there something that you automatically get at the end of your rage? Isn't there?
It was exhaustion.
It might be exhaustion. You might. What's up?
Anger is when it starts.
Okay, and there's nothing when it ends.
No, it lasts forever. Like I'm angry until I guess take a rest or whatever.
Okay.
Here, I'll put it in chat.
Okay. Oh no,
Yeah.
it says after the fight you become exhausted is the last. So you're already exhausted.
Let me do dazed.
Dazed.
So angry, exhausted, and dazed from all that bar fight.
Mm.
But yeah, I walk up to Geyer and I see his bleeding wound. I put my hand over it and I heal it.
Thank you. Oh, and Guy's gonna look with the guards behind him towards Connery. Oh, did Quasimond get to her too?
Yes, and she definitely needs medical attention. Is your wagon nearby?
Yes, it's in the front. I was sitting in it with the dogs when Quasimond ran by. Let me help you get her in. We'll lay her down.
Yeah,
See if we can
help me. And then when they both lean down to pick up the body, Connery's gonna whisper to Geyer, "Do you have any rope to bind her?"
Of course, in the cart.
Let's get this woman some medical attention.
Well, you see one of the guards like kind of grabs for her and helps like pick her up.
Guy will gesture to the other one. Looks like like I said, he came out that window. You can see all the glass broken. Why don't you check in and make sure everyone inside is okay while he's helping us put her in the back of my wagon so Connery can try to help her.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Me and Geyer have this. If you guys want to investigate, I'm sure there are more injured people inside. That duck was crazy.
Well, I just saw Captain Hardy go in there, so I'm gonna go. I'll go in and see what's up. And
Are they saying this loud enough by the broken window that those of us inside can hear the lie that is currently going on?
Oh yeah, Connery's a terrible actor, so he's doing it in
Very
an
loud.
oh yeah, you guys would probably be hearing it.
Yeah, they clearly need your help.
I look at Vagenhild and
Mhm.
I just make like a please face as the more guards come in.
Yeah, like Captain Hardy has already kind of come in. He's looking at Vagenhild. He's like, "Is everything okay? What's going on?" And Vagenhild kind of turns around and says, "Yeah, everything is fine. Apparently, Annabella wasn't exactly who we had thought she was. And it appears that we have some situations going on." To Captain Hardy. And Captain Hardy kind of looks at her and is, well, we need to figure out what we need to do if we need to prevent things like this from happening right here in Outskirt. And we need to keep people safe. And starts kind of like walking towards like all the rubble and walking towards you guys and looks at you, Balthus, and is like, "Everything all right?"
Yeah, I think the worst of it's over. Now it's time to clean up. We do need to watch out for tattoos.
Tattoos?
Yeah, if you see anyone with weird tattoos on their forearms, keep an eye on them.
One of the guards comes in and says to Captain Hardy that the mallard outside said that Quasiman was responsible for all this, and ran outside and started to head towards northwest. He's like, and Captain Hardy kind of looks towards him and says, well, I think everything is said in here other than the cleanup. I'm gonna go see if I can investigate. And Captain Hardy kind of follows this village militiamen outside, and it looks like they're heading off in the direction that Geyer had pointed them.
And just out of curiosity, is Hardy wearing long sleeves? Have we ever seen his arms?
I would say that he, as like Vagenhild, probably. I would say he has like longer sleeves, but sometimes he kind of has them rolled up a little bit. But you've never got like a clear view of his whole entire forearms. But it looks as if like he's kind of rushing out and he's kind of going in the same direction with these militiamen as they're running around. And you can see like there's a buzz around town now. Like everybody's kind of looking over their shoulder. It seems as if everybody's kind of the people that are like militia who work and help with the guarding of the place look like they're kind of carrying around their weapons now more, visibly, as somebody has caused some ruckus and they're on the loose.
Geyer's going to be working with Connery to make the most passable medical restraints for Leanara. So like, oh, her arm's injured, so we got to bind her arm so it's straight so she doesn't bend it and hurt it.
So at this point, is Connery and Geyer alone with the medically?
Yeah. You guys would be out at the cart with the dogs and the donkeys.
Okay, so Connery's gonna put a hand over her face and give it another cast here. See if I could bring her back to being conscious.
As you cast your spell, you focus in on this magical energy and kind of hold your hand out over her head. Spell doesn't seem to do anything. So you're thinking that she is dead. To numeral spell, put her down.
As far as Connery's knowledge of the balance of life, do I get the feel that this world has necromantic abilities and schools of magic? Like somebody who has the ability to speak with somebody once they've passed away, almost like a Dungeons and Dragons spell.
Your hunch is no, but you're really not 100% sure. But your vibe that you're getting is no.
I look over at Geyer and I shake my head without saying a word. And this one's not gonna give us any more information.
Oh. He looks around to see if anyone's around. Do we just throw her behind the inn then?
Yeah, we're gonna do that because this one had such a disgusting life. I don't want it to return to the earth. So let's just throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, I will go down help with Connery. Just chuck the body behind the inn.
Okay.
We're gonna find some like barrel.
Just dumping the body.
We can throw it behind.
Okay. So you just dump the body behind a barrel in the alleyway.
Yep.
Okay.
Put some trash bags on it so nobody will find it until next week.
Okay.
Take her shoes to sell it. No, just kidding.
Inside the inn with Belthus, numeral, Calcica, anything that you guys particularly wanted to talk about with Vagenhild, any more questions that you had for her, or It looks like she's just kind of starting the cleanup process of her inn, as it's now vacant. Everybody has kind of run out in terror from this situation that had happened, and is just left with a mess.
Is there anything heavy that you need some help lifting up somewhere again? Perhaps a chandelier?
She kind of points to the moose head that fell off the wall. You guys could get that for me.
Numeral would cast levitate and try to get that
okay.
back on the wall for our friend here.
Sure.
Success.
Yeah, so Numeral like reaches out towards the moose head, and you watch it like start to kind of like drift back and forth a little bit at first, and then it starts to float up in the air, and it looks like it looks animated once again. It looks like it can start like opening its mouth and talking to you, and then you carefully kind of rest it back on the mount that it came off of on the wall, the little hook that it was attached to. And then one as you go to walk away, you kind of like point your finger up at it, and you just like kind of click your finger and you tilt it just a little bit to level it out.
Yes. Sorry.
And she kind of looks at you and she's like, "Thanks for the help on that one."
Perhaps it's time that
I'll keep my eye out for Quasimin. What are you planning to do next, Belthus?
perhaps it is time for us to go regroup and maybe earn some more gold to repay the damages here.
Yes, that shelf of glasses was very expensive. I'm gonna have to get the ones I put in the box in the back out. Good thing I didn't throw those out.
Perhaps we'll find some antique glasses in our treasure hunting that we do, so remains to be
If you
seen.
do, they're mine.
Got it.
And she kind of nods to you and has a broom, and she's just starting to sweep up large chunks of glass from the floor. What would you guys like to do?
Did me and Geyer find? You know, we didn't like search, but did we get the sense that she had any valuables before we might have
Well, good
And
question.
as Geyer was trying to start getting ready to bind her, worried she was going to wake up and.
yeah, take her weapons or anything, yeah.
I will I'll double check. Let me see. I think she had a dagger on her.
Where's that sound? There we go.
She definitely had a dagger.
All right.
Sorry, my kid plays that virtual reality headset like nonstop, and for some reason he has to scream at everybody while he's playing on the games, and it picks up on my microphone all the way in here. So I have to like mute myself and then yell, "Can somebody close the door for me?" throughout the house.
Yeah, I was more fascinated by what Dogs for Life said in chat. I never actually thought about that.
For the bread and repairs. Look at that. Dogs for Life is gifting 5 Dragonbane gold for bread and repairs.
That is a wonderful idea, though.
No.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Let me see something. I'm trying to see
I'm
if...
glad your son enjoys the Oculus, though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he loves it. So strangely enough, all she had on her that is any like a use is this dagger that she had.
Okay. Now, do we get any sense that it might have?
It looks to be, when you look at it, it looks like it has this like strange kind of like yellowish green kind of like oil, like.
I think I'll leave this to my
Does
little...
it remind me of a oil that is on the dagger that Kasiga let me use, the poison dagger?
It does. It looks pretty similar.
Oh.
it's best we probably hand this off to Kalsika so she can do her duty.
Return it back to her, yes. I still have to go and sell all that other stuff, apparently.
I hand the dagger to Geyer, hilt first.
Guy won't take it. Pull out the other poison dagger, which apparently I still have.
Oh boy.
You're like more like Kalsika already.
So it looks like
I'm gonna run into the store and try to sell this stuff. We're gonna need some coin, I think, from what I heard going out the window.
And you guys do see that the rest of the group is starting to come out of the inn and heading in your direction, kind of regroup.
I'm just gonna kind of fall into a crumble after all that exhaustion and dazed and anger, and just slump up against the cart.
Right. As Connery does that and you guys all approach, Leanara's body is nowhere to be found. The guy looks like he's walking towards Master Olvar's shop, and Connery looks like he's had a day, and he just woke up.
It's been a hell of a week.
That's right.
8:30 on Monday. And
well, that was interesting.
Casca just goes over to Connery and like crouches to be at his level since he like kind of like bundled on the ground, and just says, "Are you okay, Connery?" Also, and then very quietly, "Where's the body?"
Connery's looking at his hands; they're covered in blisters from all that staff swinging at incredible force, and he whispers. He goes, "It's a terrible day for rain."
Casca just pets him on the head, unsure how to respond to that. Well, Tinny, I think you killed her.
Yeah, I think it did. Mental strike is awesome.
Well done, yeah.
I'm glad I finally learned a nice damage doing mentalist spell. I'm a little better at that than this nature stuff. Thought that could work, but it wasn't really my thing, I guess. Anywho's.
Yo, to numeral, while you're kind of talking over there, Belthus is kind of looking over your shoulder, and Belthus, you see a familiar figure starting to walk your way. A hooded figure, looks like Hoffamerl is coming your way, and it looks like he's looking for someone, and then sees you and does like one of those, "Oh, there you are," and starts like jogging a little quicker in your direction. He's not quite there yet, so if you guys wanted to talk about anything before he gets there, you can do that now, or I don't know if you guys
have company approaching.
Use the opportunity to tell the party that she had saw while scrying whatever other details were missing that were not disclosed the night prior, such as I saw two of the demon worshippers talking about a potential location for the statue piece being said village north. And then I would probably remind them we also have the Tower of Size to the east, so we do have two new potential locations to consider. Now we don't have to worry about Leanara trying to get anything from us. So.
And after she kind of sums all this up, Hoffamerl comes up to you guys and says, "Oh, thank goodness I found you so early. I got some information to share. I was asking around, doing a little bit of recon, and trying to figure out where this Quasiman figure was headed towards, or where they went. And apparently, someone saw Quasiman leaving with a pretty extensive group of individuals. last night, probably just a little bit before you guys arrived back at Outskirt.
That's with the timeline of what we observed.
Did you find out where they were headed?
Unfortunately, I couldn't find out where they were headed, and they didn't really know. They just saw them leaving and just barely caught a glimpse. They were all wearing dark cloaks, and most of them had their hoods up, so we're not even really sure who was with them. There were two others that were identified, one being a human male with kind of like red hair down to about his chin, and a darker skinned female with kind of like darker curly hair. They were both seen leaving with Quasiman as well.
Makes sense.
There were others, but they weren't identified. They were completely covered by their hoods, so didn't really get a good look.
Those are killers.
Perhaps we'll run into them on the road.
I hope so.
Can give them a little taste of vengeance for our friend. Thank you, Hoffermal.
Absolutely. I mean, you've all done so much for me, but be careful out there. Things are getting really, really serious now.
Seems so.
Casca just sits down next to Connery because she's just like, it is the morning. And I'm tired.
Have
Can we
Malcolm.
take a little rest before we do anything else?
Yeah, you can. Now, technically, you guys like just woke up, so you could take your stretch rest. And that would give you a little bit back.
And we do have some time while Sir Mallard finishes unloading all the goods that we were interrupted earlier.
And Geyer, we don't have to roleplay all of your buying and selling out. If you want to just go ahead and just mark that all that information on your sheet, you can. We'll say you take like 20 to 30 minutes or whatever, and then you return with the funds that you get back.
So I'm gonna heal angry, but not dazed or exhausted. And since I tied off my memento to the grave site, I do not have that to utilize.
Yeah, don't forget, you guys do have that memento. So if you have more than one condition, you could use it during your stretch to take off another condition.
I kind of look over at Kalska, and I'm like, it's been a day.
It really has, and I'm sorry you're having such a bad morning, but I think it'll be worth it in the end if we solve all this, right?
I don't think anything.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think anything is gonna bring back. Well, I'll say Ophelia, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kalska kind of like shifts a little closer to Connery, like complete shoulder to shoulder now, and shows him her locket. Like it doesn't open, but just holds it out to him and just says, "Well, nothing brings people back. I mean, this was for my parents, and they've never come back. But that doesn't mean that things can't get right again. I found Mr. Geyer, and then we found all of you. So it sucks now. It's always gonna suck. But I mean, there's better days. We've had some fun traveling, so maybe this is just the rough patch, and maybe once we kill all of the bad people, we'll have a good amount of good days." I would give you my locket, but I don't think you care about metal. So I think I'll keep it on my neck. But in spirit, I'm lending it to you, if that makes sense, Connery.
And he quietly nods, having heard what she said, but not really receptive at the moment, just stuck in his own head.
She just she gets that, and she just kind of leans her head on his shoulder as like sympathy. And
I think you feel like wet fur
that's fine.
because he's actually crying very silently.
Casca just lets him. She doesn't say anything or judge or anything. She's just there for the snuggle if he needs it.
Yeah, Gyra, you would be.
She knows she can't fix this.
You would be kind of like rejoining the group at this time.
As Gyra gets back, gonna notice that the two of them are sort of like cuddled up and leaning on each other a little bit. As I'm walking back, where would Belthus and Tanumral be?
Would just be kind of like standing or leaning against a cart, realizing I forgot to select another heroic ability after my knives hit 18 last week, and wondering what should I have?
He's
Is what I
got
passed
a little pamphlet out looking at the heroic abilities.
Yeah, look at the Dragonbane rulebook. That's what she's looking at.
I suddenly feel more adept at knives.
Half-Mile is still standing there, kind of next to Belthus too. It looks like he's getting ready to make his way over the group, but you're kind of like joining the rest of the group at that point. So.
Gyra's just gonna nod a little bit at Belthus, and doesn't really. I don't know if anyone would be paying any attention to him, but Gyra just is walking with purpose back towards the inn. And those who are paying any attention to him probably notice he has probably the fattest satchel of gold that you have seen on his person as of yet.
Casca notices. She just doesn't want to leave Connery.
Because that was hundreds of gold worth of stuff that we just sold. To the tune of 387 gold.
Wow.
And that is without going back to steal from Ophelia's grave, which Gyra did say he was going to do at some point because of all the damage we caused.
That's a lot of money in Dragonbane.
Yep. So Gyra just is heading back into the inn.
What did you sell? What did we have? What did you sell?
The fancy armor that none of us could wear.
Oh yeah,
let's see. Gyra was holding on to a gold necklace. Can't remember the name. Did I delete it off my thing?
You guys found a bunch of like treasures in that Oracle cave too that you guys had stacked up.
Yep.
I think.
Cart, yeah.
Yeah.
And we had the Dragon Emperor, the flail from the Age of the Dragon Emperor.
Yeah, yeah.
A couple of suits of regular chainmail. The glittering.
You remember you found that flail under the tower, and the troll lady didn't have any use for it, so she just let you guys keep it.
Oh.
And Belthus didn't want it, and
So we just sort of brought it with us as coin. The big one that made us the most money was the glittering Violmaline heavy warhammer.
Sold your hammer?
Yeah, I can't use it, and Belthus didn't want it.
Cashed it in, cha-ching.
Oh my gosh.
So now you have to keep both poison daggers. I'm just saying that out of character.
No, because Gyra won't need two. I've got the crossbow. So he's going to give one of them to Calcia anyway. But
whoever has that dagger, though, keep track of which one is which, because I think they have different poisons on them with different levels of potency.
Okay. So Gyra would give Kalska hers back. So Kalska, that is a poison dagger lethality 9.
Yeah, keep track of the Leanara one, because it is lethal poison potency 14.
Okay.
Yeah, she was packing heat.
Oh yeah, so whoever she attacked last week, you're lucky she didn't hit you.
Oh wait, that was me, wasn't it?
It was you, and then Belthus jumped in the way.
Yeah, I dodge. I remember that. Jeez. Thank you, Eldus. Oh boy.
Yeah, Guyer's gonna
Oh
go.
yeah,
into
Belthus
the
parried it. I think he even parried it.
Yeah, he did. He buried.
He did. Yeah, he jumped in front of it and then just slashed it upwards out of the way. It was very styling.
Lucky too.
Guyer's gonna go on and have a quick conversation with Bagenhill and just be like, looking around. My God, it was worse in here than I thought. How? Belthus told me that there was some damage. How much do you think the damage is going to cost? I know a lot of it stemmed from him getting thrown around.
She pauses with her broom. She's holding the, like a chair leg in the other hand and sets it down on the table and just looks around. And there's this scene where it just like zooms out and there is just rubble like piled up in different places. There's a broken table just shattered in the center. Glass is still everywhere, even though she's like sweeping some of it up. There's this strange like it looks like a broken lamp that is just like swinging in the background like this as you're standing there. And she turns back around and looks at you and she's like, she sighs deeply and says, I can't even imagine how much this is going to cost right now. I'm just still trying to get the place cleaned up.
Guy's gonna walk over and go into his pouch, pull out 61 gold,
Okay.
and put 61 gold on the counter. He's like, next time we're through, let me know if there's what remains.
She nods to you, and well, thank you. I will take some time to assess the damages, and next time you're around, I will seek you out.
You ain't getting your change.
That was Belthus' share.
All right. Well done. Yeah, it seems, it's going to take her a little while to stop being so bitter after all this cleanup that she's going to have to do, but that, and she lost the whole morning's worth of business. So she's just trying to get the place cleaned up and back and running.
And Kyra will come back out and then just say, oh, I gave Bag and Belt a chunk of change towards the damage caused. At this point, Kyra will look at everyone and start handing out gold to people and give each person 70 gold, including Belthus.
70 gold.
Yep.
Mr. Geyer,
Yes.
I think that weighs more than me, and I think you should hold on to it.
Yeah, I'm now over encumbered. Thank you.
Oh, fine, I'll take yours back too.
Connor has to drag. It's like a Santa bag of gold everywhere he goes.
Kalska just kind of looks at Geyer and goes, Did you buy food and things?
Oh yeah, rations.
No, not
Yeah.
Or we're okay?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well,
I just...
Let me check. I
That's
believe
my
you-
financial manager.
Yeah, Mr. Geyer, when we're done stopping demons from coming back, then I want my gold.
Okay.
I have
Look,
to
we
run
still,
your
we
political
still have
campaign.
over 100 rations between the 5 of us, as long as we don't pick up any strays. That's a good.
Always pick up
That's 10 days worth of travel.
We always always pick up strays, Mr. Geyer.
Fine, I'll go buy some more food.
Just a little more. The cart can handle it, and then if we pick up a stray, they get like one ration. But then it's not one of ours.
Sir Mallard, question for you. In your dealings among the merchants here in town, have you seen anyone selling horses? Just simple riding horses, nothing spectacular.
No, I personally haven't, but at the same point, I haven't been asking either. We had a donkey on the old cart, so when I upgraded to the wagon, I just asked if they had a donkey so they would keep pace easier together.
Is a horse something you desire, Belvis?
It could be useful for going a little faster, not having to walk all the time.
Oh, great and merciful, benevolent game master.
Oh no.
Okay.
Ready for that?
Yeah.
You see that third sentence that says the GM?
Yeah. Which animals are nearby? Yeah, I see it.
And horse is on the list.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm glad Belthus asked this question because it poses a good question. As far as like it goes with Outskirt in the adventure, it says that the town has, I believe, anything that's considered like a common. But here's what it says. Here's where it gets a little weird. So it says a wagon is listed as a common supply item. And it says it's pulled by 2 horses or donkeys. But then whenever you go down to
Riding horse,
it says uncommon.
Uncommon.
So to me, that seems a little strange, and that might be why I said that you could have the wagon pulled by donkeys, because there were no horses here.
Perhaps the companion spell can get me a wild horse that he can ride and I can use in combat.
A wild horse could be possible, not in the middle of town, but
let's keep our eyes peeled.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a possibility.
I mean, you never know. Maybe the horse came in for some omeprazole from the pharmacy, and you know he has heartburn. And
Now, somewhere there's a guy in a suit and tie chasing after Connery. Excuse me, Mr. Connery, that was a HIPAA violation. When you prescribed that to that horse, you were not allowed to tell it to everybody on Twitch.
Do we have everything we need, or is it time to hit the road?
well, this chat's got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Dogs for Life asks, how tall is Belthus?
Probably slightly tall for an elf.
You're talking like 6'2"?
Yeah. probably.
6'4"?
Yeah, I imagine.
Tall for me is like 5'5".
Well, if Belthus has a horse and the rest of us are on the cart, does that work, or is that straining the donkeys?
The horse says it can carry 1 rider and 10 weight units or 2 riders. I don't think it can really drag a cart.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, like, if Belthus has a fancy horse that can go super fast,
Oh.
and we have the cart and the donkey.
And I'll see y'all later. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, like it's like
Well, I
that's
think
down.
the idea would be to not push the horse hard unless we ever need to. But we'll see if we find some as under.
The wagon itself can carry 4 of us.
Yep.
While mounted, you travel twice as fast as on foot.
And then it can carry 4 with and 100 weight units. Now, with all the rations I just purchased, that's my 39 pounds.
Okay, so all player characters are assumed to be able to get on the horse and ride slowly. But anything else requires the riding skill. So good luck, Beldis.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much like you guys are adventurers, so you would all probably had experience horseback riding is what they're kind of assuming. So like you can get on, you can mount and ride the horse. But if there ever gets a situation where you're like running away from someone and you have to get like control the horse and like try to jump over logs and do kinds of crazy stuff, that starts to get to where you have to start making rules.
You know, Fast and the Furious drift with a horse.
There you go. Yep. So what would you guys like to do at this point?
So did you guys find anything out while I was out shopping?
Shop for an elegant Frisian, evidently. That's what chat suggests.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of that beverage, but I did get some wine.
It's right up there with a Fresca.
Lady Sears seemed to have 2 possible places we could go.
Oh wow, Frisian is gorgeous.
And a trail.
Did she say wow? Did she just say she had 2 ideas? She's been thumbing through that booklet that said something about Dragonbane on it.
Not sure what that means.
Well, remember a while back we were told of the Tower of Sighs as a potential location, and from my scrying yesterday, I overheard 2 of the assailants who murdered our friend Ophelia speaking of a potential location of another one that perhaps is where they went north to go after killing her. I think that may be a good one to start with, and perhaps we could find them and make sure they don't get the piece.
That sounds like as good a plan as any to me.
Agreed.
So to the town first, and then to the creepy tower in case? Vengeance / potential peace, and then tower if nothing else?
If there's nothing at this village of the Mallards.
Yeah, that sounds like a terrible place.
Village of the Mallards.
I think it sounds lovely.
Oh man.
Bread is a high demand.
The new Stephen King novel.
Baker again and get some more baked goods.
A question.
Sure.
If I were to estimate, because we've been to the Tower of the Temple of the Purple Flame before.
Yeah.
And we've done back and forth the walking distance with the party, similar to the amount of people that presumably left. Although we have a cart. They don't have a cart. But anyway, would you be able to estimate about how long it may take a group on foot to go from here to there, since they left presumably last night?
Yeah, I mean, they've got kind of like at least a half a day's head start on you, maybe even more.
Yeah.
So
I guess I'm like, how long does it? I can't remember like how long it took to get.
it took you guys 2 days to get to Temple of the Purple Flame.
Yeah.
So to go beyond that, like if you were going towards the village, it would probably take you at least an additional day and a half on top of that.
Yeah.
Because if you go that direction to the village, you're going to cut through some of the, what are they called, the Magna Woods up there. So you have to go through the forest to get there.
Mm-hmm.
You can go, like you can start to go out the south gates of Outskirt if you guys look down there on the map. There is
towards these farms in the lake.
Yeah, and you could pass over that river there, and you could go what's kind of cutting through like the haunted marshes.
Okay.
So those are the 2 places you have to navigate.
Kind of, to like estimate about how far along the road, if you're going towards the temple, if I would be able to like guesstimate how far the group of murderers may potentially be.
I mean, based off of your past of like comparing it to how fast you guys traveled, you would think them to be somewhere like your guess would be like somewhere over where this kind of like above where this Y is in the road up here to the north.
Assuming they went that way.
Well, that's the way that everybody keeps saying, or that's the way Heffermel said that they had seen them leaving from. So
Okay.
if they were going straight up that road and that's the location they were headed to, that would be the spot. Now, they could be going towards Ritter Mound, or, you know, they could be going in this direction. You know, who knows? But they saw them leave and head that way. That's all.
Would it be more than 1 kilometer away?
Yes, it would be more than 1 kilometer away. Yeah.
Would you say within 10 kilometers?
Oh, Jesus. She's pushing the rank spell.
yeah.
Let me see. So
yeah, you guys are
that's
starting to pick
about
up what I'm trying to do.
15
Yeah.
kilometers. I would say that it's probably just outside of 15 kilometers.
Okay.
Based upon the scaling of this map and according to like the little meter at the top corner.
So her spell can go to 100.
Yeah.
Cast Farsight at a power level 3
Okay.
to that area that I am estimating.
Your estimated area? Okay, sure.
Yeah, let's see if they're on the road. I don't know. That's when I got this spell. Okay, so I succeed.
You succeed, and you guys watch Tenumeral start to cast her spell. Her eyes begin to glow. She lifts a little bit off the ground as some of the dust and rock particles seem to kind of like float off the ground with her. And that's where we're going to take our break for the evening.
Cool.
Give me a moment to figure all this out.
I know the mentalism really puts a lot of strain on the DM. Thank you for dealing with it.
So
It makes
let
it
me
interesting,
throw
that's for
one out
sure.
that Geyer just thought of as she was doing that,
Yeah.
in case you need to plan for this as well. Geyer is going back into the inn and
Okay.
upstairs to try to find the room with the bats in it.
Ooh, okay, sure.
So just put
Alright.
that in your head, just in case you need to plan
Oh yeah,
anything.
I'll need to look some stuff up there. Perfect.
Fun.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we will see what Tenumeral sees with her Farsight spell, and what Geyer seems to find upstairs in
The Bat Cave.
in the Bat Cave. That's right.
Love it.
So we'll be right back in a few minutes. Stick with us. We'll see you soon. Hello, and thank you so much for hanging out with us here at Proficiency Bonus. Please take an opportunity to support our sponsors.
First up is Little Dragon Corp. Little Dragon Corp is an online storefront based in the Great White North of Canada. They sell everything your heart could desire, so long as everything your heart desires is largely polyhedral dice sets and other TTRPG sundries. Check them out for all of your dicey needs. Perhaps buy a lovely hardcover copy of one of these fine books. If you're feeling especially cute, you could treat yourself to a t-shirt or one of these fine little proprietary Little Dragon Corp dragon plushies. They've got all the classic types of dragon, like Mooney, Terra, Dad. Whatever strikes your fancy over on Little Dragon Corp, be sure to enter our special promo code BONUS at checkout for 15% off of your order. That's BONUS, B-O-N-U-S, for 15% off your order. That's like if you made 7 individual purchases, you could basically buy anything you want on the store, and it's like it was free with all the money that you saved from earlier. I'm absolutely positive that's how math works, and I will be taking no questions at this time. Thank you, Little Dragon Corp.
Cardboard Castle Games is a brick-and-mortar game store local to Evans, Georgia. They have a wide selection of tabletop gaming and other cool games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, and even Yu-Gi-Oh! You can visit them in-store and let them know that we sent you, or you can go visit their website at cardboardcastlegames.com.
Don't forget to find us on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. Links to our social media pages and outlets are located below this video.
Don't forget, you can also support the channel by following, by subscribing, remembering to click the bell notification so you never miss another live stream, using channel emotes, and if you're an Amazon Prime user, you get a free subscription to Twitch every month.
While we are away, now is a great time to go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's absolutely free, and there you will find hours upon hours of content to enjoy. Click the bell icon to activate notifications so you won't miss a single show. Once again, thank you for joining us. We hope you are enjoying the show, and we'll be back in just a moment. We are in the midst of some recon as Tenumeral has just cast spell. Are you gonna eat the microphone? What are you doing?
Shows up at random.
I'm sorry, Twitch. You have to hear the muffled sounds of my cat using the microphone as...
Cute! Scratchy, scratchy.
Oh yeah, go ahead, eat it. Eat the microphone.
I love kitties. Sorry.
This cat, I tell you. What am I gonna do about you? Anyway, so Tenumeral. Don't. She might actually do that. Like, if you guys see me start to freak out, all of a sudden that's what's happening. So yeah, Tenumeral casting her spell. she goes into the zone, into the moment, and you get that familiar feeling of you kind of like zooming through the air, almost as if like you're flying like Wonder Woman or Superman, you know, through the air, and you pinpoint a group traveling, cloaked figures, traveling with haste. It seems like they're not running, but kind of like a double time, almost like speed walk. Like the group of old ladies that go to the mall early in the morning. And I used to work at a mall a long time ago. I was so you guys are you're zooming in on this group, and so most of them are pretty clad in their dark cloaks. It's hard to get a kind of pinpoint them, but one in particular wears his cloak a little bit farther, like his hood a little bit farther back, and you can see that familiar duckbill out ahead of his face. No one's really talking to one another. They're just moving with haste. It's not like this, we're gonna chat about everything. It just seems like it's like, if you can imagine a party that's just, they're pinpoint a location, they're trying to go from point A to point B as quickly as they can. And they're just kind of traveling along this road. You kind of like stay with them for a little while. You do recognize that oh gosh, there they are. You do recognize Kaya and Wakefield as well. You remember seeing them at the Temple of the Purple Flame. You remember kind of like, I believe that Kaya was the one who wasn't sure that she wanted to continue following the cult, and you guys kind of talked her kind of out of it and go back to Outskirt, but now it seems like she is here with the cult continuing. And Wakefield was one of those ones that was kind of like, you know, he was just more like a follower, so he'll just do whatever the people around him like kind of influence him to do. But after just kind of like spending some time just seeing them moving with haste, you can tell they're definitely, you locked in on them, they're definitely going in this direction towards that temple up on that road. And then you kind of flash out of it from your spell.
Yeah. Perfect. So I would communicate to the rest of the party. It looks like they're heading north by way of the Temple of the Purple Flame. Fist? Flame? I don't remember what. Yes, Flame. And Quasimon was with them, and those two that we encouraged to leave and go about their merry way. Seems they are still followers of Sathmog.
And as we transition, Geyer is actually upstairs. And when you walked in, you were actually given the keys from Vagenhild to Leanara's room. As she wants to kind of help out in any way that she can to get some answers and to figure out exactly what's going on and how to stop anything dangerous from happening again. So Geyer goes up, unlocks the door to Leanara's room. And you open it, and it looks pretty basic for somebody who basically lives here. There's a simple bed. There is it's made very nicely. There is a little kind of like nightstand, little table beside the bed. There is what looks to be, oh my goodness, what do you call it? It's like it's not a closet, but it's like a place wardrobe. Yeah, it's like a large wardrobe there. Yeah. That just, it's kind of cracked open a little bit, and you can see there's just some clothing in there, but it doesn't look like a ton. It doesn't look like she armoire. That's another way of saying it, right? You can see just, it's like some simple furniture. The place is relatively clean. You do see in the window, hanging, is a large metal cage. Almost looks like a bird cage. But inside it, you see 3 hanging, sleeping bats. There is a desk over in the corner. It looks like a chair is kind of pulled out from it. Looks like there's like an ink and quill on it and some other things on the desk. Just like maybe a couple simple books.
Do I, going over and looking at the desk, do I see anything with like anything that she's written, anything like that?
There isn't anything that she's written on the desk, but you do notice that there is this very nicely framed portrait. And it looks as if an artistic rendering of her, and there is a man and a couple children in this frame.
Do I recognize the man?
You don't. Never seen them before.
Okay. Gonna take a look at the bats. Do I see like a little message holder on the leg, like the one that was shot down?
It looks as if, yeah, they have like these little, I wouldn't say it's like a little like ponytail holder band or whatever. You know, they have this little band. It's like a little band, but they don't have like the actual tube like connected to it. So you're just assuming that there's not like a message on these.
Okay, do I see a tube anywhere?
After you go like shuffling around in the drawers a little bit, there are like some little tubes, but they're completely empty. Like they're just used to attach to these things.
Perfect. Guy who's going to take the ink and quill, grab a sheet of paper, and just very neatly write out, Leanara has passed. We need your help. Then just a dash and sign it, dash, and then just put a large X at the bottom of it.
Okay.
Roll it up, put it in a tube, stick it in a bat, and then.
Okay, so you're gonna try to get the bat to you're gonna try to attach it to the bat.
Yep.
Okay, I want you to make a sleight of hand check for me.
Okay.
See if you can attach it without the bat like waking up and like going completely insano.
Okay, sleight of hand.
All right. Yeah, you kind of carefully like reach in. You open the gate of the little cage, and you reach in and you attach the little thing to the bat hanging there. It's still kind of it like ruffles a wing a little bit as it's sitting there upside down, but it continues to sleep.
And then Geyer, having no tact and trying to mess with this individual more, is then going to grab the bat and throw it out the window.
Okay.
To Quasimond.
Okay, to Quasimond. You're gonna shout that? Okay. So you grab the bat, it's like eyes like it was like jolt open. You toss it out. Are you like saying that and like slamming the window shut, or are you like what exactly do you do after that?
I'm just gonna toss it out and say, "Go to Quasimond," and let it go. And
it starts like making this like terrible squeaking sound as it's like flapping around outside, and it appears to be struggling a little bit as it's kind of like out in the what would be like daylight. It's a little bit misty, but it's still kind of like flopping around, and it seems to be struggling a little bit. It does start to like flap towards you. And it's kind of coming back into the window.
Geyer will hold out his hand and sort of see if it'll land on his hands.
Okay. It flies straight at you, and it's going to perform a monster attack against you.
And this is where Geyer dies, upstairs, trying to send a note to Quasimond.
Quickly, close the window. Close the window.
Let me, for some reason, I don't have it in this book, so let me check it.
I was muted this entire time. I've been saying armoire over and over and over.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear you, man.
Armoire.
Okay, let me roll what do I roll for bats?
Probably a D6.
D6, yeah, it's a D6. A 5. Okay, they're doing a mass attack on you. So it's just one though. So he comes up to you and basically you're gonna suffer D8 slashing damage unless you would like to dodge.
No, Guy's going to be trying to grab the thing. So.
Okay, so D8 damage. You take 7 damage from this bat as it starts just clawing at your face. It's squeaking and squealing at you.
Can I grab it and stick it back in the cage?
Yes, you can make an attempt to. Go ahead and make let's roll acrobatics. And I'll say this is a contested check. So here, this is also interesting. The bat heals the same amount of hit points from drinking the victim's blood. So it's like gnawing on you and scratching you and slashing you, and in the meantime, like the blood is like helping it. It didn't have any damage anyway, so it would have healed up. But that's an interesting thing about that attack. Ooh.
I'm gonna push that.
Okay.
I'm feeling a little sick to my stomach that this thing is.
I rolled pretty good. Oh no!
And I get the exact same thing.
It slips out of your grasp as you try to grab it, and it flutters out the window and then turns left and disappears.
Gyra's gonna grab the cage, the paper, and the ink and quill.
Okay.
And just bring it to the carriage with him.
Okay. The rest of the party, as Tenumeral is coming out of her spell, you guys see coming out of the inn is Geyer with a massive birdcage, and it looks like two things are like fluttering around inside of it as he's kind of like been jostling this thing around, and he's holding kind of like a couple of things under his shoulder or under his grasp there, his arm.
And is bleeding profusely from the face.
Is bleeding from the face, yes.
Kalska just stares at Geyer and doesn't say anything, but is clearly just like, what the? At him.
Oh, I think I learned something today. Did anyone know that bats were nocturnal?
Yes.
I did not realize that. And if you take one out of its cage and throw it into the daylight, it will attempt to eat your face.
Oh.
Maybe put them underneath like some fabric, Mr. Geyer. I don't want to listen to the horrible squeaking the whole way.
No, we're going to use them. But yes, we have to cover them. We won't be able to use them until night.
He has a bunch of squeaking and a bunch of like flapping sounds. You can hear him like crashing up against the cage.
Guy's going to put it in, keeping it away from the dogs who are trying to probably eat them.
You know,
covered in the sleeping fur.
Yeah, they are intrigued. There's like nose right up against the cage.
The easiest way to silence anything is just to put it underwater.
Yes, but I'm hoping to use them to get to Quasimond, not to make a soup.
Oh. Because they belong to, that lady. So.
Right. So if we
do
can
want
move them
under the water, I'm fine with it.
I'm sorry, what you want me to put you underwater?
What were you saying,
Speaking of Quasimond, they're Geyer, yeah. So everybody, they're north. You ran off while I said that earlier. So he's north. We could go kill him theoretically.
We go chase him down.
I mean, we could certainly try.
They'll eventually have to camp. Or we could try to bypass them, I guess, around another way. I guess it depends if we want to try to tail them on the road, see if they stop at the temple on the way to the village, or if we want to try to beat them to the village in another direction.
As it currently stands, they have probably no idea that we're coming after them. But if we give them a chance to get to their destination, they could fortify themselves inside of that village. So
Well, let's give chase. I'd rather not deal with something fortified. Windows are not as much fun as they are purported to be.
Oh boy.
Is
Casca just gets up.
Halfermall still with us at the moment?
What's that?
Is Halfermall still with us?
No, he would have moved on by now. He
Oh.
kind of delivered the information he needed to deliver to you, and he was actually probably headed to Dranath to kind of keep him kind of informed on what was going on.
I will need to return to this village. I have a few spells that I would like to go over with Dranath and Halfermall in the future, but that can wait.
So let's deal with Quasimond before more trouble arises.
Right.
Yeah, and on we go.
Yeah.
So you guys are getting on the wagon and starting to head on to the north area, headed towards the Temple of the Purple Flame again. Okay. All right. So, like I said, these guys have a good, probably more than a half a day ahead of you guys, as far as travel goes. And they're not like, they are walking pace, but they're not carrying a bunch of gear with them. They don't have the wagon, even though the wagon is being pulled by the donkeys and stuff. It might be, you guys might be a little bit slower than what they're a little bit lighter on their feet. So you guys start making the trek. You guys do get like a full day's worth of travel in. Is there anything that you guys want to like do during the travel, or is there anything ability wise that your characters have that would help in this situation? Or, I mean, I just wanted to kind of give you guys an opportunity, unless
Geyer would take the time to write out another note
okay,
to attach to the bat. This time saying, Quasimond, we got Leanara. You're next.
okay.
Does Connery see this?
Are you hiding it?
I'm sitting in the wagon. Literally, I just
Yeah,
got
we're all
like,
in the wagon together.
very like eloquently writing it out.
You intend on giving them a heads up that we're coming?
Not us. Someone else.
I mean, Mr. Geyer, I like the whole "we're coming for you" vibes, but we're the only ones that have been causing trouble with them. I'm pretty sure it's going to be obvious. We're a little suspicious and we're a little bit obnoxious.
And we're acquaintances.
Going to sign at Maladuke.
Why would Maladuke go after Leanara or leave Botheld?
I don't know.
I get it. I get
You-
it. I think it's funny. You do it if you want. I just feel like they're already going to know it's us.
But how would we have the bats?
We got Leanara.
Right,
You're
yeah.
next.
Takes the piece of paper, rips it up, throws it, grabs another one.
I'm just saying, I just don't want them to know we're coming.
Right.
As Geyer starts to write out and is monologuing to himself. Q. I killed the old mallard. Had to leave outskirt as crazy halfling hunting me. Need help.
Better.
Yeah.
That sounds better.
And then roll it
But
up,
why?
pass it to a
But
bat.
why? But why are we writing them a message at all?
Because I want to confuse them. I don't want them to. I want them to be wondering what's happening.
Be confused when we stab them while they're sleeping.
You're assuming they sleep.
Balthus, what do you think of this?
Casco's smiling because of the whole concept of me just hunting them down. And he's like, see, now everyone seems to understand. I will kill them if anything happens to you.
As Balthus stands stoically and says nothing.
I just drunk.
I was just staring at all of us like, what am I doing here?
If no one stops him, Guy's going to go ahead and take the bat and just football throw it.
Okay, football throw it. Okay.
And then immediately cover space.
Yeah. So this bat
Yell
like
the
starts
same
like
thing, go to
fluttering
closet.
around. I'm gonna roll a die real quick. and it starts fluttering right at Belthus. And it's gonna make a monster attack against Belthus.
All right. I guess
it rolled it's a swirling horror. It swarms around your head and starts like bumping into your helmet, Belthus.
yeah.
So I need you to make a will. You're going to do a will roll against the fear attack.
Okay.
Nice.
You're
Ah.
fine. Yeah. And then the bat just like picks a random direction and kind of flutters off into the air.
It's not going north.
It's not going north.
Good job, Geyer.
As you're watching this and you see it kind of like flutter off and just start like disappearing into the distance, you think the bats aren't listening to you at all.
Conry, I need you to take a shift of time.
15 minutes.
Sorry, a shift of time.
Right.
And ask this little creature if it will deliver the message or if I need to kill it.
Oh, absolutely. 15 minutes pass by. Connery asks the bat, "Will you please deliver this message for my little duck friend? Or are you going to help me learn whether or not bats can swim?"
It cocks its head to the side and shifts its head again. Looks right at you, like glares at you, Conry, and says, "You can try. I'll rip your face off."
Blah, 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 blah. He's good now.
Now we're going to need clean drinking water. Could you at least put it in a bowl or a pot first? To normal, can you make bat stew taste good?
Hey, have you ever tried bat water? Because you guano until you try.
I think that was a reach.
Oh, sorry.
That was a reach. You guys do have a day's worth of travel after this whole bat incident occurs. And now there are no more bats. And you have a large bird cage now, though. You can add that to your inventory.
All right, hey. Yeah.
How large is a bird cage?
I mean, it's, I would say, what, like 2.5 feet tall? It's big. Like,
Okay.
you could hold
Like
a couple.
2 feet wide by 2 feet wide?
Yeah, I would say something like that. Yeah, it's like the round, like, if you Google, like, bird cage, it's like that traditional curved top shape.
It's enough that if we catch a mallard, we could shove a mallard in there and lock him in it.
He'd
It would be uncomfortable.
He'd be uncomfortable, yeah, but
Yeah.
possible.
Hey,
But now
they're
the
bird
door doesn't really open as big as a mallard. Like,
we make it fit.
Oh, boy.
But like, you get to a point where you get like a full day's what would be like where you normally camp. And if you guys remember right, it was kind of like right before this bridge area where you guys camped before. So, and you guys get there, you notice no camp from anybody else. And I mean, if you want to stop here, you can, or you guys can try to push on through and not sleep.
So, real quick, just for educational purposes, they're pretty good swimmers. They all swim like little rowboats, according to Dan Taylor of Bat Conservation International.
There we go.
And that in natural ponds, they'd swim to the side and crawl out, find a tree, and take off from there.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you, Dogs for Life, for yet again educating us.
Mm-mm.
I had no idea. I'd like to apologize to the one I drowned. Animal whisperer again.
It does not forgive you.
As instead of the 10 seconds he thought it was going to take, it took like 3 minutes.
Let me go ahead and see if the spell worked at all, because I forgot to roll for it.
No.
It worked. All right.
Oh my god, it would have been funnier if it had.
Right. was just imagining the entire conversation.
Well, I do want to say, so what is the decision of the group? Are you guys pushing through, or are you guys stopping to sleep?
We don't sleep. We get.
I've
We've never not slept.
Never not slept on purpose. I think there is like you have to take a condition or something like that,
Right.
and there's something else that happens too if you don't have any sleep.
Eventually, once you run out of conditions to take, then you start losing will points, you start losing health points. Gets nasty.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
With like, I feel like a night with no sleep is like okay. I don't think.
Sleep deprivation. Here it is on page 54. You need at least one shift of uninterrupted sleep every day. You cannot sleep in armor. After 3 shifts without sleep, you can no longer heal willpower or conditions. You heal hit points as usual. You also lose D6 willpower points each shift you remain awake. You reach 0 willpower while suffering from sleep deprivation. You collapse and sleep for at least 1 shift and cannot be woken. Once you have slept at least 1 shift, you can heal willpower and conditions normally again. So that's actually pretty brutal to not sleep in this game. Yeah, this happened to Gyre before.
So
I don't like
the willpower thing is the thing for me with you guys.
I'm gonna say not knowing the rule set because I'm being in character, but also being like set on avenging Ophelia, I would be willing to push it for that. Yeah.
Well, if you guys are willing to push it, I would really like some sleep and gestures to the still somewhat oozing claw and bite marks on his face. I'm really not feeling too great. If I can lay down in the back though and sleep.
Yeah, would he be able to do that?
You know what?
Like if I stayed awake and I continued
I would
singing.
Here's what I would say. I would say yes, but you also got to remember, like, you're traveling, so if something were to happen or occur and interrupt his sleep, then there'd be no way he would gain any of the benefit from it anyway. So it's still a risk either way.
And after 3 shifts without sleep, you can no longer heal willpower or conditions. So if we just skip 1, then what happens? Or does that count as the 3rd shift, like that we're awake for and we should be sleeping and we're not? So
basically they have this, like, I think mapped out, and like it's 4 shifts per day because it's like 6 hours each shift. So you have to sleep one of those shifts out of the day. If you don't, then all these things happen because you're basically staying up all night long, all day. And then just that quickly, like, your body starts to, like, you're tired.
Okay. And then once we sleep again, we're fine.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, it makes sense to me now. I had to read that like 3 times to comprehend.
Yeah, that's a quick. Yeah, Gyre's gonna curl up and go to sleep in the back of the wagon if somebody else is driving.
Okay.
Does everyone want to push through?
I would vote to sleep and let them settle in because it'd be more fun to crack them out of their fortifications. But
I feel
we're
like
also open to rushing.
I just feel like sleeping's maybe smarter because if they're rushing, they're going to be tired when we get to them.
True.
If they're not sleeping and we do sleep, like, yes, we're behind, but we're already behind. And I don't like being behind, but I also don't like Gyre bleeding from the face and all of us sucking at fighting when we get there. Because we don't know what they all can do.
Okay, let's take
I just think sleep is okay, and Casca will look at Connery and be like, I know you want to get there and kill everybody, and I'm with you, but if we suck at it, we're gonna die instead. So
We could take our time and savor it a little bit.
yeah.
Mm,
If you get to kill the duck, the bad duck, will you feel better, Connery?
Are we sure that the four of you just can't sleep and I just keep driving?
I'm pretty sure I've tried sleeping in this cart a bunch of times, and between the dogs farting and all of the bumps in the road, it's not gonna go well.
Don't blame the dogs. That was Belthus.
I did.
Cabbage, okay?
Oh, a cabbage throwback. I love it.
Hey, MG, get out of my brain. I was literally gonna turn to Geyer and say we were gonna talk about his food problems later, his digestive issues later. So thank you for getting my brain.
All right.
I forgot about the cabbage. Thanks for reminding me.
Looks like I'm outnumbered on this one, so we'll pull over.
All right. Dogs for life snorted. Well, you
Guyer's
guys
going to volunteer and take last watch.
Now remember, if you take watches, it might take you guys longer because you still got to get all 6 hours of that sleep. So like if you take, I mean, it's going to extend your time a little bit. So you guys, if you all sleep at the same time, it's only 6 hours. But if you have to stay up a little bit, somebody else is going to have to like cover for your.
Well, since I was gonna stay awake and drive anyways, I'll do the 6 hour watch.
You're just going to stay awake all night and.
Yeah. So Connery's pretty much set on of vengeance. So
Okay.
he's not gonna sleep anyways. He's just staring in the direction of the temple.
Okay.
You know.
So you guys go ahead and set up your tent, get your camp ready. You guys don't really waste much time. I would say you probably don't even. Would you take the time to like build a fire and stuff like that, or would you guys just like, hey, we're just gonna do this as quick as we can, set up what we need, and bare minimum kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys kind of hastily put the stuff up and head on to sleep, and Connery stays up for his watch. Now, Connery, since you've been up, now you're gonna have the. You can't heal your conditions anymore, and you're gonna have you can't heal willpower points right now.
Right.
So you guys all awaken in the early morning, and you guys start to get your stuff tore down very quickly. As nothing happens overnight, Connery. You just kind of stay up and just you hear the sounds of nature, but that's it. And you gather up your things and you guys start to head back onto the road, traveling up towards the temple. I think, Connery, with the sleep, so also lose a d6 willpower each shift you remain awake.
All right. So how many hours is it going to take from where we are to catching up with them?
Well, they are ahead of you. You're not really sure. Now, how are you guys going to navigate this? Are you guys going to go towards the Temple of the Purple Flame if you guys are looking at your map? Or are you going to like go the road a little bit and then start immediately like cutting through the woods to the south of the temple to head towards the village? Like, what is your...
I would say if we had a map like this, we would probably make a straight shot because the quickest way between 2 points is a straight line.
Okay.
So that gives us more of a chance of heading them off.
Okay. So you guys are going to go through the forest then. You guys are just going to start heading that way?
Yeah, over the mountain and through the woods.
Right.
Grandma was out here somewhere.
I will need for Tenumeral to make a bushcraft for us because this is a little bit new territory for you guys. She's going to be pathfinding a little bit for us. If she can find a way to navigate that wagon through the forest.
I do.
And she does successfully. Yeah, you guys are kind of looking for a way. You guys kind of like walk through, start heading through the forest. You do eventually get to beside this large lake area where you were able to like refill water skins and things like that and get some fresh water. It has been a shift of time has passed, so that would be a D6, so 4 willpower point.
You sure you don't want to take my roll?
I'm gonna roll for you on these because.
Alright,
So 4 willpower off of there.
Yeah.
Now, the forest.
I like my roll better.
The forest is quite dense and dark, but Numeral's able to kind of like navigate through using her senses. She's able to kind of weave in and out of things and help you guys get out of danger. Even with the pulling the massive wagon through the forest is a hard thing to do in the first place, but she's able to help you guys out. Still no sign of the individuals you're chasing. Is there anything anybody wants to do, or is there anything anybody can do, or you guys just kind of keep on going? Keep it on going? All right.
Yeah, Connery takes the time to put his hands in the water and then splash his face and kind of just shake it off and just.
As we're going, Casca's just keeping an eye out for anyone from this group that's maybe hiding in the woods waiting for us as we get closer.
Okay.
Like,
Perfect.
they know
Okay.
someone's coming, probably.
Yeah, you spend a lot of time looking around, and like there's parts of this forest that kind of give you the creeps, but nothing kind of like out of like you've been in other forests that have given you creeps like this before, so it's not. But yeah, you keep a lookout. Nothing really seems to draw your attention. You guys keep on making the journey. I would say, based upon this map, that you guys, after a day of travel, you see like these mountain ridges, like right over here where I moved your token to. I would say that that's kind of like where you guys get after another day of travel. Nothing really happens. Just the numeral kind of guides you there.
No,
but
when you say day, that's 3 shifts, right?
that would be 2 more D6 rolls. So that's another 4 and 6 that you lose.
All right. I am so cold.
You're out of willpower?
Yeah.
Should have slept.
Okay. Now, you have reached a point where it's getting end of the day again. So you can opt to sleep here. You can keep on trucking.
Yeah, I'm just going to look as we get to this point. We're all starting to sort of stretch a little bit and just watching Connery.
Yeah. Connor's trying to climb up a hill, uses his staff to kind of go up, and then the staff just slips under him. He falls face first and starts snoring automatically.
Yes, assing out. Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is. So Connery has pushed himself to the limit, staying up all night, and you could see like Connery was really like hoping that you guys were going to catch up to this group, but this group is kind of moving too far ahead.
I was just going to leave him laying where he is, take his sleeping fur, lay it over him.
Gotcha. Gotta cover him up. And since this is a new location, if you guys are making camp, I need to get bushcraft rolls from anybody who's either trying to put a tent up or find a place to sleep. It's okay.
I'm not pushing it either.
Gonna push
I
it?
am pushing
Thank
it.
God for Timmy.
The numeral was able to set up the
Wait.
tent.
And I'm gonna sleep outside.
But she helps
Okay.
with the tent so I can sleep inside.
Uh-oh. Like Geyer might be having a rough night.
Yeah, Guyer's having a night.
And then I'll use my what is it? Oh wait, no, never mind. I don't
Okay.
know.
So,
Wait, do I have to roll again to sleep outside? I'm forgetting how.
well,
I
it
do
depends.
this.
Were you setting up? If you were using the first one to set up the tent, then you will have to roll again.
Okay.
If you're not sleeping in the tent. I think that still
that
succeeds, right?
succeeds.
Yep, so you're
Yeah, I have a
good.
12 on bushcraft now.
Yeah, so you're able to set the tent up for the rest of your party mates. Unfortunately, Geyer is not one to sleep in a tent. And Henry's just kind of like out there on the ground with a sleeping fur over him, snoring heavily. You guys all take the time to sleep. Now, we have traveled 2 days, so we all have to take off 2 rations per person from the stores that you guys have brought with you.
I've been subtracting it each day.
Geyer, you just kind of like just milling about in your head, thinking about over and over, like, okay, so when we do catch him, what are we gonna do then? You know, and like your mind just keeps on like going back and forth of different ideas that Geyer is coming up with for how you can finally get one up on Quasimond and take care of this looming problem of these cultists.
I mean, I'm more interested now. I'm going to turn this into a financial profit and perhaps even
It's true, yeah, and take whatever.
take over the become a meritocracy and rule over the Misty Vale.
You think about, what good this could do for your campaign if you took out Quasimond now that he's the, #1 enemy of Outskirt.
Yes, this is absolutely incredible.
Based off of what has all occurred here in the last couple of days.
Taking care of him, we make Outskirts safe. And we get Kalska out there with a Quasimond in a cage and her little pamphlets.
It's always just right here every Monday. It just sits right on my desk the whole week.
Okay. So, I'm going to say you guys take a night's rest. Nothing seems to happen. Nothing awakens you. You guys rise for a new day. So you guys can go ahead and those of you that got your full rest, you guys can go ahead and do what you need to do to get your character set for a new day. Unfortunately, Geyer, you didn't get any sleep, so you're going to be doing the same thing that Conry was doing the day previous. Yep. And we're continuing towards the village?
Yeah, Conry's going to wake up with a start, not realizing that he passed out and angry at himself.
You guys begin the trek towards the village. And after you come out of like these little mountain areas, you can see like in the distance there's some pretty tall mountains beyond this village. Like they're definitely visible. But the one thing that you approach first is in a valley between 2 hills. The road that has kind of formed here, like between the mountains that you guys have found when you guys came out of the area that leads to this place. It's blocked by this barricade. It seems to be a mixture of orc palisades, dwarven structures, elven ironwork, and thorny hedges of the kind grown by halflings, and other things of kind of indeterminate origins. Text is in unknown languages have been painted on the various parts of the barricade.
Do I recognize any of these languages from my travels and people I've dealt with?
Go ahead and make a language. Anybody would like to make a languages roll as you're walking, approach it, and looking at that, you can go ahead and make a roll.
I understand a little bit.
Hey, Kalska, I told you that time we spent with the monks was going to be useful.
Yeah, but they didn't like. They just kept calling me dirty and telling me to wash my feet. I didn't like them.
Well, they were helpful. See, that character's like that one that.
Yeah, that one says
something or other told us about.
Blah.
To Belthus and Henry and to Numeral, all these like markings and stuff. Even the Elvish is kind of hard to understand because it's all just. It looks like it's scratched really haphazardly and things like that on different things, so it's kind of hard to read. Geyer and Kelsica, you guys see that all the text on the barricade are warnings urging visitors to turn back immediately. It doesn't say why, but it says to turn around, go away, don't come back.
Does this look like old scratches and paint and marking? Like, has it been there a long time, or is this like a decoy recently put up?
Go ahead and make it roll myths and legends for me.
Okay. I figure that out fairly.
This indeed is old construction. Your guess is anybody who had left their marks here haven't been seen or around for hundreds of years.
Kalska tells that to everybody.
Mhm.
I don't know if that means that like it's an ancient terror that has never left, or if it's gone. So
This is where Tenumeral said the creepy lady said something was going on here. We have to go in and look.
This is where the murderers of Ophelia were theorizing that perhaps there may be another statue piece here. Also, may I cast?
Mm-hmm.
How long did you say it's been since these markings were common? Just out of curiosity.
I just said hundreds of years, so
Hundreds, okay.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm curious about if we saw any friends over here in a more recent time.
Okay.
Although, let's see, centuries at power level 3. If I was so curious about what happened at this gate centuries ago, I could potentially do that. I don't know. I'm gonna just cast, however, scrying at a day back in time at power level 1, a year at power level 2, centuries 3. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do power level 1 and try to cast scrying to see if we saw the group that we're tailing approach.
Okay. So you're casting it in this location right here at the barricade?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna see if they've approached it. Succeed.
All right, cool. You hone in with your spell. You kind of cast to it. You zoom in on this location, and you kind of like see it as it kind of unfolds. The mist kind of like going backwards as it kind of moves across the misty veil through this location. Surprisingly enough, you get like absolutely nothing. Like no activity whatsoever for the day ahead of you. Like nothing approached this area. I mean, just kind of simple wildlife and things like that you see occasionally. Nothing. No group that you're chasing after or whatever has approached this.
All right, so I would snap out of it and share that with the party. It doesn't seem like they approached this front gate. If anyone's curious what happened here a few centuries ago, I could give it a whirl. But
if they haven't gotten this far, Connery's gonna look at the direction of the road approaching the town and give hunting instincts a try.
Okay. How long does that last, hunting instincts?
Here we go. So, trying to catch the scent of Quasimund.
Says you can catch it for a full day, so it's already been like a couple of days.
Oh no,
So,
I'm trying to catch a fresh scent is what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, you don't get a fresh scent
Okay.
currently.
Tenumeral, couldn't you do the thing you did before and put your, like, send your eyes to him?
has somewhere I've been before or can see.
Oh, you can't do it with people, it's just places?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is unfortunate. Well, then our only option is to go in and see what's in there.
Secure the location here and then, be ready for them.
Oh, we don't know because they may not be coming here.
Is this not the village that was discussed as their rendezvous?
Well, they suspected there may be a statue piece here, and it was somewhere they wanted to go next. Who knows? Maybe they stopped at the temple on the way over, or perhaps they're... Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe
What's
they got
the first-
waylaid by the spinach farm that we passed on the way to the Purple Temple.
Maybe they want spinach. Shall
No.
we?
Good
Can I see a way in?
casting birds on.
Oh, sure. Yeah, the birds start to kind of flutter around Connery as you look in it. Looks like it looks like you could try to climb it.
All right.
Looks like you could try to climb over top of it. It also looks like with enough like beating on the thing, you could probably break it and make a way in. You don't necessarily have to. You can climb like over like there's like cliffs like around the sides. Like you could kind of like climb the cliff and like go around and climb down on the other side. You could do that.
You said there's like halfling hedge, like a hedge, big bushy thing.
Yeah, there's they're thorny hedges though, so I don't know if I'd want to kind of go through those. Might come out with some scratches.
How does that metal fence look?
Well, as far as the climbing it,
Yeah.
you just need to roll an acrobatics roll. For anybody who would like to climb it, try to climb.
Oh, this is definitely going to start climbing this.
Belvis, can you do me a favor?
Mm.
Just toss me over.
Worth a try.
Beltis is pretty tall. You're not sure that you'd be able to like actually get him up there.
I could maybe give you a boost but not. I can't get you over this. I don't suspect.
Okay, then.
he could give you a boon on your roll.
I know somebody that can get you up there.
Levitate would work.
Boogie, 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 boogie.
That's what she seems to be off in her own world.
Now, she's reading the pamphlet of heroic abilities again.
Yeah, if Belthus is going to help, I'll make my acrobatics check with a boon.
Okay. Yeah, Belthus is kind of giving you a
Climb
boost.
my way over.
Yeah, he's doing that. Yeah.
Hey!
Oh, there you go.
First
yeah.
successful roll and second successful roll.
So yeah,
right?
Beguire boosts up. He climbs up the rest of the way, and you guys see him disappear over the top.
Once I get up top,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, toss me up the rope from the back of the wagon. I can lower it down for people.
There you go. Yeah, he tosses the rope up. Geyer kind of grabs it and kind of secures it around some of the pieces of the barricade.
Is
at
it
the top.
more than 20 feet up?
I would say it's about that. So
Okay, then,
what
guys,
is that?
it's
What
gonna
is that
take-
in meters in translation to the game? What would like 20 feet
3
be?
meters? A little over 3 meters.
A little over 3 meters. Yeah, that sounds good.
Because 3 meters, I think, is about 18 feet.
Yeah. So just over 3 meters.
And so my rope is 50 feet.
Mhm.
So I'm actually going to take the rope and say, Beltus, hold on to that end. And then I'm just going to jump off the other side.
Okay. You feel the weight like for a little bit as Geyer like comes down off of it. Yeah, you get safely down to the other side, Geyer.
And then I'm just going to sort of wrap it around my arm and brace against the ground so other people can use it to help climb up.
All right. Anybody who would like to climb using the rope gets a boon on their roll.
Question of curiosity, Mr. GM.
Yeah.
If I were to use companion, because it says that you determine the animals around, what animals would be in this area?
You find the animal list.
I believe it's page.
Oh no.
Well, I have a boon on the roll though, so I'm okay.
99.
99. Got it.
Whenever I hit the boon, like the boon button on my sheet, it never rolls it correctly. So I always have to hit it twice. I just hit it twice now, and yeah, I got a demon, but it's a boon, so I'm fine with my 10. Which could have been bad.
Swear to God, if you give me a cat.
Unfortunately, I don't think cat and dog would be found here. You're getting close to the mountains, so
Nope.
goat would be possible. Donkey
We're
and
getting a boon if we use the.
If you're using the
yeah,
rope.
if you use the rope, you
Yeah.
can get a boon on your roll.
Which,
I would
thank
say
God.
deer definitely. Deer, fox would be one. Wolf would be one.
He could summon his mommy.
Bear would still be eligible.
All right.
I'd say the only ones that would be out would be cat, dog, donkey, horse, and
Cat dog.
wild boar. Cat dog. That's right.
Cat dog.
That's why we can't have a decent joke.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry about this. I don't seem to be sensing any nearby horses.
Oh, I
Well,
appreciate
looks
the
like
effort.
looks like you get to keep your job for one more day, Owlbear.
Kind of looks at you and goes, it looks like, did everybody succeed on their acrobatics?
I haven't gone
I haven't
yet.
gone up.
Looks like,
Thankfully to the
With the
boon, yes.
boon, I did.
all right, with the
Let me
boon,
try it with a boon just in case I get a dragon. Nope.
Oh yeah. Always make those rules because you never know if you'll get a dragon and help with your advancement.
Belthus, you did it. You're not so bad at acrobatics
I'm
anymore.
getting some exercise here on the road. You know?
Hey, mine
If
is.
you're climbing the rope, you have a boon. Roll it again. Maybe you get a.
That was a boon and a bane canceling each other out.
Oh, okay.
I think he has the bane because the armor.
The armor, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
But yeah, he's able to climb up there and get across the other side, and you guys have climbed over. Now here's the thing though, the cart's on the other side. So the cart,
And the doggos.
the dogs, they're over on the other side of the barrier right now.
Conway, have your bear rip down the wall.
Oh no. The bear is fine. He comes with suction cups.
Yeah.
And the dog climb on the bear's back and ride them.
Just staring at him from sleep deprivation. Oh, that's right. I imagined that. Never mind.
Oh yeah, speaking of that,
We use the numeral
Gyra,
elevator.
you lose 1 willpower point.
16.
Wait. All our statue pieces are in the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the bad guys are coming here, maybe.
So,
You better be fast.
Gyre having that realization is going to walk over to the thorny hedge part.
Uh-huh.
How do these look? Like, how live are these bushes?
I mean, they're still alive. I mean, they're not in the best of shape. They're not well kept or anything. They're just like connected kind of over to the edge of the
Gyre
barrier.
having that momentary panic, realizing that crap, we just left those over there. The dogs were over there. Gyre is going to immediately having that panic, not thinking he's going to point at the bush and try to cast Fireball
Okay.
to get rid of the bushes to get back to his dogs in the cart.
All right. See if you can cast it.
So I think I just.
Oh,
Hold
fire.
on. What do the powers levels do on this? Increases the. Oh, wait. Yeah, increases the damage. I'm going to pump it up 1 level. Why not?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So that's a mishap.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
And apparently it auto rolled my mishap.
It auto-rolled your mishap for you, and it is a bad one.
Oh my god, yeah, because when I roll, I just roll. I don't have
The effect must be role-played. Roll d4 every morning on a 1, your memory returns.
So he has no idea why he cast it.
He has no idea why he cast it. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know who you are.
As I'm staring at this bush like this.
Are you mad?
What? Oh,
Roll
yeah,
with that guy.
who are you people?
Are you alright, Sir Mallard?
What do you mean? Who are we people? Who
Mr.
are
Meyer.
you? like existentially, who are any of us? Now's not the time, though.
Calcium
Geyer.
looks up at Mr. Geyer
Geyer.
and like walks towards him. Mr. Geyer, are you okay?
As I'm backing away from Calcica a little bit, looking at everybody, I start looking back and forth between the people and look at Tenumeral. You. Who are you and why am I here?
Wait, does that one count?
No, I was picking which one of the four of you.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, Jesus, that was quick.
No, I don't roll until tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, he's got to go a whole day like this, at least.
Well, chat just happened to say that I found 5 gold at the exact same time, so I guess it pays that he forgot who he was, because I slipped my hand in his pocket and take 5 gold.
Calcium would slap you so hard, it's not even funny.
Wait, where gold from?
You don't remember? You owed me this.
Calcium smacks Connery
It was a
so
redemption
hard.
in chat.
Oh, okay. I don't have the Twitch open because
Yep.
then it slows me down too much.
How do you do anything? I don't know who you are.
Mr. Geyer?
I think I know
is
what
this guy?
happened here.
Is he Mr. Geyer?
No, you are. Tinny, what
No.
happened?
No, I'm not.
Sometimes when casting spells, if you fail, sometimes you channel an intense burst of magical energy that can have unexpected consequences.
This
And
happened to a dear friend of mine.
Yes, this is like when
Max
I turned
Connery
into a
again, really
deer.
hard.
My lady!
I
Geyer's
was
now taken 3 or 4 steps back from Tenumeral and is looking at Belzus. You traveled with a witch.
A witch? Which witch?
Many elves have magical abilities. Not so different from your abilities.
So, since the
Abilities.
bird song is still active, he's just going to catch a bird and hold it out the Geyer. Look,
Gonna reach out carefully and just take the bird out of his hand and look at it.
do you remember?
It's a bird. No.
Just
throw it.
It's like
Okay.
flutters and tweets.
I thought the two of you were related. Sorry.
So at first, it was a scene from Snow White, and then it was just
Him with the bat all over again.
There's just like,
Mr. Geyer,
what? Why do I have this coin around my neck?
it's your lucky coin. You've always
boy.
had that.
It's just
You-
money.
you know
What's in
what?
his pocket?
What, Tinny?
You are just a very nice and agreeable man. You just happen to have forgotten some things, and we are your friends, and you really, really like me, and you tend to just you're kind of more of a follower than a leader.
Kauska is staring daggers at Tinny right now.
Tenumeral, make a bluff check for me, please.
Oh my god, I'm
Connery's jaw is just wide open.
And this is, let's see.
What's your bluff?
bluffing. Fuck, I failed.
Good.
Well,
Oh,
if
sorry.
do you want to? Would you like to push it?
Yes.
Oh my god.
pushing this when it gets us nowhere and a condition when we did all this to not take it. Oh my god.
I don't mind conditions so much. So let's see. Tenumeral's she's a little tired. We've been doing a lot of traveling, a lot of stress. She slept well, but she's got some stress, and I still failed.
Still failed. That was worse. For some reason,
Well, I tried.
Mr. Who you think they keep calling you Geyer, she seems like you can read people pretty well, and you have a feeling like this. There's maybe there's a little bit of stretching the truth here. This doesn't seem
It's
on the
almost like
level.
heroic can tell lies.
What? Why am I standing in front of a bush? Where am I?
Mr. Geyer, if you would let me explain.
This is terrible timing.
Looks at Connery and Tenumeral very, like, almost like just rotten egg smell, just like, and then looks down at Kalsa. Well, it seems you may be the only sane one here.
That's terrifying.
Right?
Okay. We have a few concerns right now. Mr. Your name is Geyer. I call you Mr. Geyer. My name is Kalsika. We have been friends for a while. You're my best friend in the whole wide world. Pause. She points at each of her friends and does the introductions. And explains, we have a cart full of important things, especially your 2 doggos, on the other side of this wall, and you were trying to get to it, and your magic did something weird. And you only recently learned magic, so if that feels alien to you, it's not just because you forgot things, it's because it's not who you were when we met.
Then there's sort of that certainly explains the horrendous choice in clothing.
Your clothes.
I've always said that part.
You strike a dashing figure, Sir Mallard.
Just green and pink with animals on it.
Yes,
As you guys are having this conversation, you hear from behind you.
Oh my god.
You hear somebody kind of like shouting towards you, and you're, hey, hello there. Who is there? Hello.
Kalska turns and looks.
And you guys can see in the distance, a little bit farther down there looks like this really regal-looking mallard standing there some distance away along the road. Here's what he looks like. I'll show you guys a picture.
Oh boy. He's
A regal mallard?
Yeah, he looks very professional. Oh, fancy. Here he is. Let me go ahead and show to players, show to everyone. This is what he looks like.
Oh, he's adorable.
Yeah.
He has a book. Watch out, Geyer. Something more you can steal.
So yeah, that's what he looks at, and he's kind of like shouting over towards you. And as you guys all turn to look, and Geyer seems to be like checking out his clothes. That's where we're going to end this episode of Dragonbane: Secret of the Dragon Emperor.